Judge Schroeder went over the facts of the state election law in great detail about some of the legislative debate that took place, and also about the role of federal election law in southern states, and how the fact that there has been years ago a very long-standing tradition of discrimination at the polls, of denying African Americans the right to vote, and how states have accommodated this. Now, the federal government did so through the Voting Rights Act. And Judge Schroeder went very, very carefully over all of these issues, over thousands of pages of documentation, hundreds of witnesses, and essentially said all these things are facts in the case, and that the plaintiffs, the civil rights groups, and other organizations bringing this lawsuit didn't convince him that these new election laws violated either the Federal Voting Rights Act or the U.S. Constitution.
These groups who made the legal challenge really seemed to say these laws, these changes in the law, were discriminatory, that they were disenfranchising voters, particularly minority voters. It sounds as if the judge said, even in light of the Voting Rights Act, and part of that no longer applies, that that's just not the case.
Part of that was based on statistical evidence, the fact that after these changes were implemented in 2013, everything with the voter ID provision, which only takes effect this year, that African American turnout in the off-year election of 2014 was actually higher than it had been in the previous off-year election.